Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Want to buy your way? Of course you do. That's why CarMax offers an experience designed just for you. Want to start online, then visit the lot, then go back online? Sure. Want to talk to a real person or chat online? Either works. Want to take your time and compare all the makes and models? No problem. Then make up some time by filling out the paperwork at home and schedule express pickup or home delivery? Done. When it comes to how you buy, CarMax puts you in the driver's seat. Want to drive? CarMax. Delivery restrictions apply. See CarMax.com for details.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Hello to everybody who gets a little bummed out when Darth Vader takes off the helmet. It's Beautiful Anonymous. 1 hour, one phone call, no names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
Hi, everybody. I know not everybody likes an intro. I will tell you, we got tickets on sale for some touring shows, and the info on those is in the intro. So if you're interested in that, you will want to check out this week's intro. If not, you're going to want to skip about 11 minutes ahead, maybe 11 and a half. That'll put you right towards the beginning of the phone call. Thanks so much. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beautiful Anonymous, where we solve the loneliness epidemic one anonymous phone call at a time. That's what I'm out here trying to do. That loneliness epidemic, it's real. It's very real. And I do like having a show that for almost a decade now has been dedicated to trying to make people feel connected. Thanks so much, everybody, for calling in and connecting with me. If you want to connect with the show in person, we have not done live touring in a long while. It has been a real long time, but Andrea and I talked about it, and we thought it would be really good, especially in our 10th anniversary year, to try to get out there. So we're not making huge money on these shows. Show is not the hot commodity it once was in terms of that, but I'm hoping we can get some nice full rooms. We're going to some cities that really mean a lot to us, and you can get the tickets right now at punchup.live/Chris Gethard. You'll see them all there. Can't wait. We're starting off with some of our favorite places. January 30th, we'll be in Chicago, Illinois at the Hideout. We've done live Beautiful Anonymous tapings there. I believe the last live taping there, was Library Boy, which is a banger. Like a real, actual, if you tell friends to listen to the show, I bet that's on your list of episodes you tell them they got to go listen to. I believe that, or no, the Hideout might have been the one from the person who realized that her grandma was a murderer, like many times over. Which one was the Hideout, Andrea? Do you remember? Got to look that up. It was the grandma, the person who suspected her own grandmother was a serial killer. Another banger. Point being, and I've done 3 or 4 shows at the Hideout over the years, and that is truly one of the best venues. Chicago has always had my back. Cannot wait to get out there. January 30th at the Hideout in Chicago. At that point, we jump in the car, we drive over to Detroit. We're actually going to Hamtramck, which is part of the greater Detroit area. We're performing at a place called The Sanctuary. Haven't been to The Sanctuary before. Love Detroit. You want to talk about a banger live episode, Motor City Mayhem, perhaps. I think even other callers into live episodes. I think even Parade Girl herself would say that the Motor City Mayhem episode is arguably, as far as live episodes go, there's never been an episode that managed to hold together while also fomenting so much pure chaos. That was in Detroit. So, we're kicking it off with multiple cities that we have dropped bombs from as far as the live calls and their effect on the catalog of this show. And then the very next night after that, February 1st, we head out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to one of my favorite venues in the country, Bottle Rocket Social Hall. The very first shows they ever did opening this venue, they reached out to me and they said it would be very, very meaningful for us to have you open our space. We did some stand-up and a live taping. We returned. We did another live taping there that a morning news show was. I always forget it. I think it was Good Morning America featured us on their show, came and taped us at a show in Pittsburgh. It is one of the most near and dear venues in this entire country to my heart. I love Bottle Rocket Social Hall. The people who built it are kind and focused and doing things the right way. We will be out there. We're driving all over. Who doesn't want to go to Chicago, Detroit, and Pittsburgh at the end of January and beginning of February? I know I do. And also, let's keep this in mind. Andrea, have you ever been to the Yemen Cafe with me in Hamtramck? It's the best. I've eaten there twice. It is the best breakfast I've ever had. So not to be weird, but I'm calling it now. If you're in Detroit and you want to know where I'll be eating breakfast on the morning of February 1st, I'll be eating that honey bread at the Yemen Cafe. One of the greatest meals I have ever had. And I'm about to hit it up hard. I'm going to get some of them beans. I'm going to get some of them eggs. And I can't wait. So Chicago, Hamtramck, Pittsburgh, 3 cities near and dear to my heart. 2 venues that I'm returning to that 100% fit the vibe of the show. Absolutely. Can't wait to get out there and do it. punchup.live/Chris Gethard for tickets. Also want to put this out here. I've always been very open with you guys about where the show is at. I feel actually really good about it. I think creatively we're on a streak, but the numbers are undeniably only getting smaller. And it's actually something I don't stress out about. It's the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the show getting older, and also everything becoming so driven by an increase in technology that we need to catch up on a little bit. And we actually will be making some announcements about that soon as far as the show and video and whatnot. But I get it. But point being, we aren't generating a ton of money with these shows, like even if we sell out the shows. So full disclosure, we're trying to keep overhead low, and I don't want to be weird about this. And what I don't need is somebody being like, oh, I got a couch. But like, we once did a show, I believe in Madison or Milwaukee, and a listener reached out and said she ran a farm and they rented out portions of it as Airbnb, and other comedians had stayed there if we wanted to stay there, and we went, and it was lovely. So if you are somebody who's in a situation that is above board, like, I need to be clear, and let me say this very out loud. I'm not trying to just come crash on your couch. I think there's actually many reasons culturally to not open the door up that wide. But if you're like, no, I happen to work at a hotel and I can help you get a discount rate, or I run an Airbnb in one of those cities and I'm happy to set it aside. Actually, we really only need the lodging in Chicago and Hamtramck, the Detroit area. If you're like, oh no, I happen to live in a space where a lot of bands pass through and we have rooms set aside for touring artists and they're free that night. Like, we will hear you out and we will take you up on that. So please do reach out. Andrea says the place has to be cool. Andrea also, when we talked about this, said Andrea will want to jump on a Zoom and just make sure that everything seems safe, which is the right instinct and good to go. So most likely we'll just get hotel rooms, or we'll just go book an Airbnb. But if you're in Chicago or the Detroit area and you're like, I actually got something you might be into, let's connect. Maybe we'll take you up on it. And I'm certainly not looking for free handouts. I mean, if you want to give us lodging for free, we'll take it. But if you're like, I can cut you a discount because I like the show, like we are at a point where it is smart, not absolutely necessary, but definitely smart to just put word out there and see if we can speak something like that into existence. So if you're like, oh, I'm living in London for the next 6 months, and I have an apartment in Chicago that's empty, and I can give you the door code. Like, we'll take you up on that. Better not try to film me in the shower or anything like that. Nothing like that. But anyway, you guys can tell I'm very tired and very out of it, and I am rambling a lot. Point being, so excited to tour, so excited to get out to those cities, so excited to drive around and see you. We're bringing shirts, we're bringing fanzines. We're going to be there connecting with people. We're also, let's remember, we're making issue 2 of the magazine right now. We've had a bunch of contributions come in. I'm very excited. There's some coming in internationally, some coming in big boxes. I haven't opened or unboxed anything yet. I want to do that probably with Andrea. Probably want to film it. But I think when we do the live tour, we're also going to figure out ways that right there in the room, if you want to bring contributions to the magazine with you, or maybe even write things down for inclusion in the magazine, that we're going to see if we can make that part of the live experience. So some people have been asking, when are you going to close submissions? I think we're going to at least get through this weekend of touring. So you have at least until February 1st to give us your submissions. If you want to give them to us in person in those cities, come on out. And if you want to mail them to us, mail them to Chris Gethard, P.O. Box 972, New Vernon, New Jersey, 07976. Okay. I'm very sleepy. I did not get to bed until 3 a.m. last night. Foolish. Can't try to pretend that I'm young anymore. I was out doing shows. And then Cal woke me up at 5:30. Not great. So I'm going to try to focus up for the rest of this intro as my brain descends. Just got off the phone with this caller you're about to hear. It's a really interesting call. As much as any call is that I can think of in our 500 and something episodes, this call goes between stories that are frivolous and whimsical and stories that are super, super serious. And we just got off the phone a few minutes ago, and I almost think that the caller felt a real emotional need to keep those scales balanced, to give a heads up and say, hey, my life is in the midst of some really massive changes right now. It's intimidating, scary. And now also here's a story about what happens when you set me loose in Las Vegas. I think the caller was doing that on some level to entertain and to tell good stories. But I also do really think, and I wonder if you listening will agree, the need for balance is very necessary in life. And we actually talk a decent amount in this episode about Star Wars, and so much of that film franchise's messaging is about finding balance. And I think the caller is somebody who wanted that balance throughout this phone call, and I think clearly in life. And I'm being intentionally vague so as to not spoil too much in the intro, but I think when you listen to it, you'll probably agree. For this caller, for the caller's daughter, taking where things are at seriously is very important. Also making sure that that balance is there is going to maintain a level of sanity that's super important. And I think that's really evident and really a lesson to take away from this one. And I hope you listen and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much, everybody. Sign up at beautifulanonymous.com if you want your episodes ad-free and more time with every caller. All right, enjoy it.
Thank you for calling Beautiful Anonymous. A beeping noise will indicate when you are on the show with the host.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, Chris. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Me too.
Yeah, what's going on with you?
Me too. Not much. I'm on my second snow day off from work. My daughter's school's been closed the last 2 days. The highways have been horrible, so I've not even attempted to drive it.
So you live pretty far north because we haven't gotten hit. We've only had a little bit of snow in Jersey, but you must live pretty far north.
I'm between Toronto and London in Ontario, and we've just been hit the last 3 days nonstop.
Yeah, that'll do it. When you start dropping Canada,
yeah,
you all get started earlier up there.
Yeah, it's funny. It's nothing compared to where I grew up. I grew up in like a northern part of Canada. I don't know if you know Labrador at all.
Only by name, not by any. I'm aware that's a place that exists on planet Earth, and I know nothing else about Labrador, Canada.
It's funny because even Canadians don't know that we exist. So we are part of Newfoundland. We're on the mainland. So I kind of grew up. It was kind of northern Quebec we were on the border of. So, it had to be minus 70 Celsius. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit. But for us to get the day off school, like it was cold.
Mm-hmm. Now, how come?
Yeah. So
I'm aware, and I don't know I don't know how divisive a phrase this is, but the other parts of Canada they call you guys Newfies, and it's not nice. Why is the rest of Canada making fun of the Newfies?
We've always kind of got the short end of the stick, but like, as long as you say it kind of in jest and good fun, like I refer to myself as a Newfie, most Newfies do. As I'm going to drop the F-bomb here and I apologize, but like, as long as you're not saying like fucking Newfie, like we're fine with it. Like we have a really good sense of humor out there. We're very proud people, but I think for the most part, I always say it's like you go anywhere in the world and you say you're from Canada, and everyone's like, oh man, we love Canadians. And then you go anywhere in Canada and you say you're from Newfoundland, everyone's like, oh man, we love Newfoundlanders. So I'm just like, oh, so Newfies are the best people in the world by default.
I love that. Would you, in some ways, I've always wondered if Newfoundland is the New Jersey of Canada, in that it's, people kind of make fun of it, but it's pretty great.
Yeah, pretty much. There's parallels there for sure.
Solidarity.
Everyone who goes there, everyone who goes there freaking loves it. So
same thing. Jersey. Everybody's starting to love Jersey right now. There's a Jersey renaissance happening. Jersey's where it's at all of a sudden. And I'm all about it. I like it. Although everybody just needs to understand, some of us been here. Some of us been here paying our dues a long time. So you're welcome, but watch your mouth, watch your step.
Yeah, I hear ya. No, yeah, I kind of said to Andrew, I just kind of called to shoot the shit. It's a snow day. I'm off work for the day, like I said, and we can talk about Newfoundland. I also dropped that my parents became grandparents at 34, and every time I heard about the 39-year-old grandmother, I was like, I got that beat.
Whoa!
Or at least my parents did.
So your parents had you young, and then you had your kids young.
No, I had my kids old. I'm 42. I have a 6-year-old, but my older sister was born when my parents were 16, and she was 17 when she had my nephew.
Oh, got it. So you were watching all this with 1 degree of separation.
I am. But, it was always just one of these things. Like my parents are still, I have a 6-year-old and they're still in their 60s. So, they're still considered young grandparents.
Well,
sorry, I'm just trying to let my cat out of my room.
No, yeah, let that cat go. How old are your kids?
I have one. I have a 6-year-old daughter. She's home from school today as well. But yeah, she's the light of my life. I was a person who never wanted kids, and my husband did. And so that was actually a whoopsie how I got pregnant, but it's been 6 years of she's 6. 6 years of greatness. Like she's the most amazing creature I've ever met in my life. And like, she's so smart and like, just so intuitive. And I mean, I can talk for a full hour just about how great she is. I won't, I'll spare your listeners that, but you have a 6-year-old too as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And I
pretty
don't know if
awesome.
you've noticed, like, since they started school, yeah, it's pretty awesome. But since they started school, like, she comes home and the stuff that she knows, I'm just like, how do you pick this up and where do you learn this?
Yeah. What's the most shocking things?
I think when she called us bra for the first time,
They all say bruh.
every single one. And
Why
she's just
are
like,
all
what?
children
Yeah,
right
sure,
now saying bruh? Every 6-year-old
Oh,
on
no,
earth.
she's not into the 6-7 thing, thankfully. But I do get bra a lot. Or like,
My
what
kid
do you
likes
at,
the
bra?
6-7. Do you have the Italian brain rot? Have you been hearing about the Italian brain rot?
The only brain rot I know is I've literally spent the morning watching Roblox videos with my daughter on YouTube.
I can't with
I don't know
this.
if that's the same thing.
The brain rot stuff it's real strange, and they love it. So I try to keep open minded that, like, I want, like, I loved wrestling growing up, and my dad was like, "Don't you know it's fake?" And I was 8 years old, and I was like, "Yeah." I don't really think that man called The Undertaker died and came back to life. Yeah. I understand that Jake the Snake Roberts has more to his personality than he owns a snake and is evil. Like, yes, I understand that's not what a real fight looks like. But it put this separation where I'm like, man, like, you're dismissive of this thing I love, and it has created this separation. So I don't want to be totally dismissive of brain rot, but for any listeners who aren't dealing with young kids right now, brain rot is this weird AI-generated, sometimes video game-generated animation stuff, but it doesn't even really have episodes or stories. It's more just characters and memes that kids can learn about. And the conversation does get old very quickly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've gone through phases, and it's so hard, like Christmas shopping and stuff. I'm just like, you literally have, like, 3 weeks ago she was asking for all K-pop Demon Hunters stuff, and now K-pop Demon Hunters absolutely means nothing to her.
Oh, believe me.
So I'm just like,
young Cal Gethard asked for a $120 Labubu, and mom begged him to think hard about that. And
yeah, my daughter asked for one too, and I said, sorry, I don't have the money for that. And she said, well, maybe Santa can bring it. And I was like, Santa doesn't build $150 toys. I'm sorry.
It was, and
I didn't know what else to say.
We got this Labubu, and now all of a sudden he's realized that one of his friends has a Nintendo Switch, so he's asking for that. And we're going, we can't get. How much do we have to spend so you can play a game called Goat Simulator on Nintendo Switch? I can't do this, but it's fine. I love him to death.
Yeah.
Where are we at with the Santa thing?
Last year she kind of asked me, she said, how do you know Santa's real? And I kind of said, what did you say? And because I was shocked, and she's like, never mind. And she got embarrassed that she asked, but she still seems to be like very much Santa. So, hopefully I get a few more years of innocence out of her.
I had the cutest Santa conversation last week.
Oh,
I had him in the car, and Cal goes, Daddy, I want you to know I figured it out. Santa doesn't buy me all those presents. I know it's you and Mommy. And I was like, okay, man. Like, did someone tell you? No, I just figured it out. How are you feeling? Yeah, no, it's okay. And I said, and you know what's really important? He said, I know, I'm not going to tell other kids. Because right away, he was like, this tooth fairy thing, that's not, like, right away with the tooth fairy. He was like, what are you talking about? That's not real, right? And we were like, no, we're not going to lie to you if you're directly asking us. Like, no, there's not a fairy stealing your teeth. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's
weird.
Yeah.
But then
that's kind of where we are too. It's like
the Santa.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, he goes, it actually warmed my heart so much. He goes, yeah, I know what really happens is I tell Santa the stuff I want, and then he just calls you and Mommy on the phone, and he tells you what I said, and you actually buy it. So he still thinks Santa's like that dude traveling around talking to every kid on Earth. He just doesn't think Santa's actually buying the toys, which is the sweetest.
That's so cute.
The sweetest sweet spot to land in.
Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, I hope that the innocence stays there for a little longer with her. It's kind of been a rough year for her. So,
oh no,
as long as Yeah, me and my husband are going through a separation.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
No, it's fine. I love him to death. He's still my favorite person. He's still my best friend. It just, we're going through, both of us went through some mental health issues, and he got semi-diagnosed with bipolar. He kind of went manic at the end of the summer there. And, we've decided that we need to figure out who we are kind of apart from each other, because I think we were a little codependent on each other. But, it's a growing thing, and it's great, but it's been tough on her. I was trying to explain the manic episode to her when her daddy was manic, and like I just basically said, it's like he's like a race car driver, and his brain's just like a race car driver right now, and it can't stop. It has no brakes.
Yeah.
So, she's been great through it all, but like I really hope, I'm trying to make this Christmas as good as I can for her, because it's been a lot of change in the last few months. And
I'm so sorry you guys are going through it.
Yeah, he's still my favorite person. I'm still his biggest cheerleader and stuff. And, but, it's a part of growing and a part of, evolving as humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
I can't speak to the specifics, and there's real mental health stuff in there. Brutal. I do. Now that I'm a parent, I know there's this weird, there's this dialogue of, I remember growing up, I was of a generation where so many parents were getting divorced. And I think it was really notable as far as the frequency of it compared to prior generations. And there was this thing of like, like the kids don't cause divorces. So many movies. Is it my fault? No, it's not your fault. And kids don't cause divorces, but I do think we'd be well served to also point out, like, the process of having and raising a kid does also expose cracks. It exposes stress. It cuts down on your sleep. It creates protective instincts towards a third party that supersede your former protective instincts towards partners. And these are like extraordinarily layered conversations that I don't think we actively have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, and it's weird trying to find a dynamic, because I feel like it's weird because the day-to-day in our lives hasn't really changed much yet, because we haven't really fully unentangled our lives. Like, basically, my husband's here. He has an apartment, but he's here from like 7 a.m. until our daughter's in bed. We have meals together, everything like that. We're just trying to make it as easy as possible for her. But like, it's funny because I actually had told Andrea as well, I wanted to talk about our wedding, because we had the best wedding ever. So it's weird that I kind of put up the separation and said it wasn't something I was actually planning on talking about. But we got married. We had about 40 people go to Las Vegas, and we got married by Darth Vader.
Sick.
And it was epic.
Sick.
Yeah, we had a party bus. We it was just friends of ours. We still meet like friends of friends, and they're just like, "You're the ones that had the epic wedding," and I'm just like, it was a lot of fun. We're just fun people.
Can I make a dark joke? It's also cool if the answer is no.
You sure can.
Maybe you should,
No, go right ahead. I love dark jokes.
Have you had the dark thought yet of, man, maybe we should have gone with a Jedi Master instead of a Sith Lord? We're getting separated now. Why did we go with a Sith Lord?
It was funny because when we did get married, everybody was like, "Don't you think that's bad luck?" And I was just like, "No, I think it's awesome." But
it is awesome.
It is what it is.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
So also, Canadians now, like Vegas is pissed at Trump, and it's because of Canadians, right? Do you know about this?
Yeah, I think I think if it's what I'm thinking, I do follow. I'm very in tune to what's happening in Vegas, but basically my understanding is Canadians are the biggest tourists that go to Vegas, and right now we're not traveling there.
Trump threatened to make Canada the 51st U.S. state, and then Canada was like, fine, fuck you, we'll abandon Vegas.
Yeah.
And people in Vegas are just going, come on, man. Why are you pissing off our biggest demographic? It's a real thing.
Yeah, basically.
Real thing.
Well, don't call us the 51st state. We'll call you the 11th province.
Boom. Boom. I just learned Canada has 10 provinces. I'm a pretty smart guy and I wasn't sure.
10 provinces and 3 territories.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah. Funny fact about Newfoundland, we are the last province to become part of Federation. And my understanding is it was March 31st, 1949, because they didn't want us people to think it was an April Fool's joke.
Well, that's very considerate and very Canadian of you. Let's get this over the finish line.
I don't know if it's true, but that's what we were always told.
I like it. 1949?
Yeah.
So after World War II, what was Newfoundland doing before that?
Okay, first off, it's Newfoundland. If you want to piss off a Newfie, say it incorrectly.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Yeah. It's one of any Newfie's biggest pet peeve is when people mispronounce Newfoundland.
But you don't say
we were a British colony. Newfoundland.
I got it. I can sense you getting angry at me. And I'm just doing my best here. I'm just doing my best here.
Okay. I know. I just like to educate people because it's even like my mother-in-law still says it the way that you've been saying it. And every single time I correct her. And it's been 11 years.
So Newfoundland was more actively still a part of the British Empire until 1949?
Yeah. And then Joey Smallwood, who kind of ran the charge in Newfoundland to get us to become part of Canada. I think we could have become part of Canada or the U.S. I'm not 100% sure, but Canada got voted. And so it was 1949. And my grandfather actually did work with Joey Smallwood in going around and canvassing and stuff like that to become actually part of Canada.
Does Newfoundland still have some increased vestiges of Britishness compared to the rest of Canada because of how long in the game you were hanging on to the British connection?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say so. I mean, not that I've noticed. I mean, I think we're more Irish than that, just in terms of our, dialect and our drinking habits. Mm-hmm. I guess the British drink a lot too. But yeah, no, I think Newfoundland has always been kind of its own entity in terms of like the people are just very kind of unique. We're very opening people. Like we welcome everybody in. I go to visit, not every aunt that I go into their house, it's like, have a snack. And like, they're ready to put on a full meal for you. And like, finally you'll accept like a granola bar because you feel rude to not take something. We're just kind of very warm-hearted people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Come From Away.
I have not. That's the one about the planes, the planes that were grounded on 9/11?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it 4 times and I've cried every single time. Like, it just warms my heart so much.
From what I know of it, the plot, it's based on facts, right? That when all planes were grounded on 9/11, a number of planes were sent to a pretty remote area of Canada, were pretty quickly welcomed by the local community. Yeah.
Yeah, basically the town of Gander, which is actually where I was born, they have like, a population of like 7,000, and I think they had like almost an additional 7,000 people kind of come to their town. Yeah, and like just the play kind of explains it, but just like navigating it and like how they opened up the schools and all of the houses, and people were just inviting people into their homes, and it was such a great, I hate to say this because it sounds horrible, but it was a great proud moment to be a Newfoundlander, even though like, what was happening in New York was hell it was horrible. But like I remember still living in Newfoundland at the time and just like hearing these stories and just being like, it made me so proud that we were just like doing what we could to kind of help out these strangers.
Yeah. I mean, tough times bring out the best of people too.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, it's definitely interesting. So like what do you want to talk about, Chris?
Let's pause there. That is the fundamental premise of this show. What do you want to talk about? Random guy named Chris. I'll also tell you, the office where I record my episodes now, we rent this office, and this guy moved in next to us. He's a lawyer, and he was asking me about the podcast, and he's like, but who are you? He's like, you got a PhD? You got a degree in psychology or something? I'm like, no, I'm just like literally some random guy named Chris, and that's why people like it. And he got it. He did get it. Anyway, we'll be right back. Sometimes the smallest things, like a sweet family photo or memory, can make you feel closer, even if somebody's far away. Like my parents are in Florida a lot of the year, but we share photos through a very unique system, and it makes that distance feel small. Because imagine that small thing instantly showing up in somebody else's living room, like magic, like a gift you're beaming right into their living room. With the gift of a skylight frame, you can send photos right to family members' frames from your phone in seconds. There's no apps. There's no subscriptions required. It's a simple way to pop in and stay connected with the people you love. It's really awesome. I have to say, as a parent with family spread out all over, this system has been a real game changer. My parents love it. I love it. You get to load photos up. You get to give them these little gifts. They can pop up. The photos rotate. It is really meaningful, and it's all designed. Skylight Frames makes it so, honestly, even the least tech-savvy people out there in your family are not going to have trouble operating it. It's such a good thing. You don't want to take a million photos and just have them live on your phone forever and nobody ever gets to see them. Put them on display. Use a skylight frame. Thousands of pictures can proudly rotate in as part of your home life. I have one. My parents have one. My mother-in-law has one. We give everybody these things. They're really great. You can swipe through memories. You can keep adding new photos from anywhere. You can do it at any time. Really fantastic gift. It's awesome, and it keeps people feeling close. It really is the sweetest thing. It's a communal way to share photos instantly with people you care about in your life. It's really, really awesome. I can't stress that enough. And like I said, there is a free app if you want it. You can also do it through email or right there on the frame's touchscreen. You can get these photos moving. It's awesome. There's 2 frame sizes. There's 5 styles. They will fit beautifully in any room. There's over 1 million happy customers who have a Skylight Frame. Skylight Frame is the top-rated digital photo frame on the market and the perfect holiday gift this season. Skylight Frame is a digital picture frame you can send photos to. They appear in seconds. Perfect gift for loved ones, like I said. It takes 1 minute. There is a 1 minute setup. All ages can do it. All tech skill levels can use it. You don't need an app or description. And if you aren't happy with your frame, which is not going to happen, you can return it within 4 months for a full refund. There's no questions asked. If your device experiences a covered issue within the first 3 years, Skylight will replace it free. Find out why the Today Show, Wall Street Journal, HuffPost, and Tom's Guide all recommend the Skylight Frame. And right now, Skylight is offering our listeners $20 off their 10-inch frames by going to myskylight.com/beautiful. Go to myskylight.com/beautiful for $20 off your 10-inch frame. That's myskylight.com/beautiful. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. There's data brokers out here. It is insidious stuff. These people make a profit off your data. It's a commodity to them. Anybody on the web can pay in and get your private details. This leads to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment, but now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. And I will tell you, I get it because I am an active Delete Me customer. I have been in situations in my life where I felt like my privacy needs to be protected. and some that were honestly very stressful, and the Delete Me experience has helped remove that stress. It is incredible. You sign up, they get to work, they pull your data down, they give you reports on where they got it. Then every few months, you get a report that shows where people tried to add it back in and how they swatted it down again. It's awesome. And it makes me feel like I can let out a sigh of relief knowing that I'm a little safer, my family's a little safer, my data is protected. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private. Sign up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/beautiful. Use the promo code beautiful at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is go to joindeleteme.com/beautiful. Enter code beautiful at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/beautiful. Code beautiful. Cold mornings, holiday plans. This is when you need a wardrobe that just works. It's why I'm all about Quince. Quince makes it easy to look sharp, feel good, and find gifts that last. From Mongolian cashmere sweaters to Italian wool coats, Quince pieces are crafted from premium materials and built to hold up without the luxury markup. Quince makes the essentials every guy needs. Mongolian cashmere sweaters for $50, Italian wool coats that look and feel designer, denim and chinos that fit just right. Their outerwear lineup is no joke. Down jackets, wool top coats, leather styles that are built to last. Each piece is made from premium materials by trusted factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. By cutting out the middlemen and traditional markups, Quince delivers the same quality as luxury brands at a fraction of the price. It's everything you actually want to wear, built to hold up, season after season. Here's how much I like Quince. I am currently right now wearing a jacket I just bought at Quince as I record this for you. And that's not something I did to be cute. I wasn't sitting around going, I'm recording an ad for Quince later. Let me wear my Quince jacket. What I said was, I want to look good and be warm today. And that jacket from Quince rocks. Let me put it on. And I'm so happy to be sitting here in that jacket, letting you know that it feels good. It looks good. The price was right. And I am so psyched I get to tell you about it. I'm just so psyched. And I think if you're looking for those last minute holiday gifts, Quince has got you covered. Okay. The stuff holds up. People are going to be happy they have it. It's not cheap. It doesn't fall apart. And also you can think beyond clothing too. Okay. I tell you, I got multiple Quince jackets. I am loving them. You're going to love them too. Check out Quince. See what they have on there. You're going to find something that you and the people in your life love. Get your wardrobe sorted. Get your gift list handled with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/beautiful for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/beautiful. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/beautiful. Thanks to our advertisers. Now let's get back to the phone call.
What do you want to talk about, Chris? Like, I kind of mentioned a whole bunch of stuff. I'm really bad at doing that, where I kind of drop in a bunch of little things and then, like,
my main instinct is just to make sure that you're doing okay. It sounds like you're going through a really tough head spinning time. And I know there's so much navigation of that. It also sounds like you're not interested in throwing anybody else under the bus. But I just sit here and hear about where you're at up there in the winter and everybody's already snowed in and you're getting separated from someone you still love, but people's health has to come first. You got the little one. So mostly I just feel myself really compelled to just check in and make sure that you're doing okay.
You know what? For the most part, I'm a very kind of logical and rational person. So, like, I can compartmentalize very well. Is it tough? Do I cry every single day? Yeah, I cry every single day. I don't hide that fact that I'm, it's tough. But, my main focus is my little 6-year-old and making what's best for her. And, again, like, just trying to get through the next stages. It's not something I ever thought would happen. I went through kind of a mental health spiral a couple of years ago. My nephew passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that did not sit well with me very well. And on top of that, his partner was pregnant at the time with their third, and then his 3 kids got put into foster care. So for me, that kind of did a number on me. And at the same time, my husband had a month after my nephew passed, my husband had a psychotic break and ended up hospitalized. And between the two of our mental health states at the time, we just had a communication breakdown over the last 2 years, year and a half-ish. And, it's shocking. Like some people are really shocked. Like, I told one of our friends, our mutual friends, and they were like, you're the example we use as people who are a perfect couple. And I was like, yeah, up until about, 2 years ago, we were. I was like, and the one thing I always said was we had great communication. And then when we both kind of went through the ringer at the same time, our communication broke down. And I think the way I've kind of analyzed it is both of us can't go through it at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it was tough. Yeah. So
I'm not trying to stir the pot.
No, stir it all you want.
Well, based on how you're expressing you still feel, based on the fact that he's still there every day, based on the fact that you have your kid together and you're both clearly working hard to give some sense of stability to her, how final do you think this separation is? It doesn't sound like it's not born out of dislike or hate or distrust. So I wonder how much you've thought about that.
I mean, I think this all kind of happened the end of the summer. So it's been a few months. I mean, I'd like to think personally that it's not final, but I mean, I've talked to my husband a bit, and I've also told him I'm not going to beg him to stay. I was like, that's beneath me. I was like, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with me. And, I asked him if we can work on it, and he said he's made up his mind, and his little words were, I've made up my mind and I'm stubborn and I don't tend to change it back. So, as much as I wish it wasn't final, I think in his head it is. And I'm, like I said, I'm not one to sit here and beg. Like I was a strong, independent woman before I met him, and I can do the same after. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially if he's going through it and also saying things on that end, that it's hard to find a way around that. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, don't be. Like, you know what? It's a part of life, and I just trying to move forward and find out the best for my daughter, because like that's the hardest for me. Is I don't have a great relationship with my dad, and like one of the reasons I chose my husband to actually have a kid with is because I knew he'd be a fantastic dad, and like that was important to me. And so basically, and he is a fantastic dad. Like, he loves our little girl more than anything in this world. And, that was always kind of like, I look back at like other partners I had like through my 20s and things like that. And I was just like, you know what? I would not have had kids with them. So, my husband was pretty lucky that, he was the one I chose to have a kid with, because I knew he would be the best dad to my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
What's your plan? Are you starting a long-term plan out from all this?
I'm trying right now. I'm just trying to keep our house. And try to figure out how to afford it on my own. Mainly because the area we live in doesn't really have a lot of apartments or anything like that to rent. And actually my mortgage is less than a rental. So trying to figure out how to do that on my own. And, I'm trying to keep as much stable for my daughter as I can. And I don't want to have to leave. Like I've said to my husband, I said, in a perfect world, we both see her every single day. I actually went away for a week this summer. I flew to British Columbia to do a job out there. And I decided then there's no way after that trip. I was like, I don't like being away from her for, that was like 5 days or something. So I was like, I want to make it so that we can kind of both live in this world where we see her every day. And I said, if I have to leave this house and get an apartment, I won't be able to get an apartment in this town. So I was like, I'll be several towns away. She'll be in school. So I said to my husband, and I was like, so like, we need to try to find a way to make it work so that I can keep the house. So it's tough. Like it's a lot of kind of, everything's kind of up in the air right now. I'm still just trying to figure it out. But it's tough. And like, I just keep my daughter as my number one focus.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah. But, it's not the life I wanted for her, but, I have to adjust and accept that.
Are you still able to tap into the part of yourself that was married by Darth Vader? That whimsical side, that fun side? Are you still able to summon that, experience it, or is that a little bit snuffed out right now? How so? How does that come up now?
Oh, no. I'm one of these people that live life to the fullest. Like a friend of mine, she was talking to another friend one time and she was just like, my life got a lot less boring after she met me. I love taking every opportunity to just have fun. I think life should not be, despite everything I'm going through right now, I think everybody deserves you deserve to live life and have fun and do the best you can. And like, I'm all about like creating memories and experiences and having stories to share. And like Darth Vader is a story I love to share. Like, we got married. It was magical. Like I still remember it as if it was yesterday. And, we had the party bus. We had 40 of our best, closest friends. Like we had people come from Europe. We had people from my family in California, my family in Newfoundland and Labrador, our family in Ontario. They were all there and celebrating with us. And it was just like such a special, special moment. And, I'm going to say we had a party bus and then I had open bar at the restaurant where we had our little dinner. So we all kind of got a little wasted but it's all part of the memory. But yeah, like it was honestly one of the best days of my life, if not the best day of my life, just in terms of, just being around so many people you love. And despite the outcome with my husband right now, like it's still like one of the happiest days of my life. Yeah. And like having Darth Vader marry you, and a lot of my friends are really big Star Wars geeks, was like just the best.
Now, when you get married by Darth Vader, how much is it a reverend who happens to be dressed as Darth Vader versus someone really committing to Darth Vader stuff?
He was good. Like he came in and they were doing the breathing and everything like that. And, they do have to go through their spiel of, your vows and everything like that. But like he kept it cool. And like I have this great photo that we took of him, like using the Force to like choke out my husband. And, he had the lightsaber and like everything like that. And he did the voice. Of course, when we had to sign our marriage license, he took the helmet off and I was like, oh, you ruined the facade. Like I can't. I was like, everything just got destroyed, but no.
I mean, he's just some guy from Vegas. He's
great.
Just some guy from Vegas who signed up to be a reverend on the internet at that point. And the mystique really, that is tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah.
She's just like some guy named Ron.
Basically, yeah. But no, it was fun. Like
Good.
It was so much fun. And like we did like a joint bachelorette party while we were in Vegas, and I got this third base with a mechanical bull.
Wait, what do you mean you got the third base?
Guy so we went to this country western bar, and I had paid extra for the mechanical bull.
Do you know what third base usually means?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going with the story.
Maybe second base. No, so we had paid extra for the mechanical bull operator to come in, and I was riding the mechanical bull and I got thrown off of it. And I'm lying on the ground and he swung the bull's head around me, and I took my legs and I wrapped around the bull's head. And then the mechanical bull operator was really dirty, and he brought the bull's head down in between my legs and started shaking it, and then I had to hit it away.
Yeah, that is the same third base I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So just to be clear for everybody listening, you were a little drunk, wrapped your legs around the bull.
Very drunk.
The operator took that as an opportunity to get the bull to react in a way that appeared that a mechanical bull was performing cunnilingus on you, just so we're being really clear.
We are being very clear. It was, then I started hitting it because I wanted it away. I felt a little violated, I won't lie.
Yeah, that's not great.
I was very, very drunk in Vegas at this point. We actually had a package at the bar. It was called $25 Crown and Down. And you paid $25 to get in, and you got to drink for free, everything from Crown Royal down in price for the whole night. So I was, we actually lost one of my guests, one of my friends, for about a day and a half after that.
A day and a half, like The Hangover.
Well, he didn't leave his hotel room. He was just hungover. But nobody knew where he was. At one point, it was like 24 hours later, and everyone was like, is he alive?
That's not good. Now, when a mechanical bull operator gleefully gets the bull to go downtown on you, do you say anything to the mechanical bull operator later, or do you just drunkenly get up and move on with your life?
I just kind of jumped up. I think I did a bow. That sounds like something I would do, and just kind of like climbed out of the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, funny story about my mother at my wedding, though. My mother's a little crazy, and she's very much like me. At one point, she was dancing on the pool table, and I had to yell at her to get down because they had my credit card as for incidentals.
The incidentals will get you.
Yeah, so she's just like kind of wild. And I'm very similar to my mom. I also love dancing on tables. But my mom, we were on the party bus, and there's no bathrooms on a party bus. So everybody kind of had to pee because we had so much alcohol. And my friend told me this about 2 years after our wedding. And he said, "Your mom touched my cock." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." He was like, "I really had to pee, and she came up and she grabbed my cock, and she said, 'Sometimes when you got to pee so bad, when you finally do, it's better than a good cum.'" And he's mortified.
Your mom said that to a friend of yours?
Yeah.
She grabbed his
penis,
penis,
and of course he's British, so he's telling me the story. Yeah.
Oh, he's like a reserved British guy too?
Oh, no, he's not reserved. He's not a reserved British guy, but he was telling me the story in a really cute British accent. But yeah, my mother says she doesn't remember doing that, but she was also very drunk.
Your mom, that's probably for the best that your mom doesn't remember sexually assaulting your British friend.
I mean, it was all in good fun. We all had a good laugh about it. I mean, what happens in Vegas, Chris? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Certainly sounds true. Certainly sounds true in this case. Wow.
Yeah.
I also am it's kind of blunt for you. Don't you think it's a little blunt for your friends to just use cock as there's so many other rungs on the ladder between penis and cock to just launch into it with your mom grabbed my cock.
I think it's a British thing. I think it's not a word I would normally use, but I think it might be a British thing. I don't know for sure, and I apologize to any British people out there if it's not, but I know he's used it a lot.
That is a thing that I've noticed, and this whole idea that the British are so genteel and mannered compared to like us, their former colonized cousins who were the frontier Wild West people. We don't say stuff like that. We would go, she grabbed my junk, my package, my penis maybe. We wouldn't just launch right into it at cock level. That's like you're starting at DEFCON 1.
Yeah, but when I tell that story, it just makes it so much better if you say cock.
It definitely is jarring to hear it come out that hard. But I mean, you could say my pecker, she grabbed the front of my pants, grabbed my crotch. I can think of a lot of other places we can start without straight up, "Hey, at your wedding, your mom grabbed my cock."
I'm just wondering how many words we can use to describe a male penis right now.
Let's go for it. Probably the high water mark of the classiness of this show is about to unfold. You're not going to want to miss it. I am so happy to get to tell you about Storyworth. Storyworth is our most asked about sponsor. The most comments throughout the year from people saying, what was the thing where you build the book of memories? I see that from our listeners all the time. So I'm telling you right now, this is it. This is that one you asked me about. It's Storyworth, and it's awesome. I love Storyworth, and I loved my experience with Storyworth. And especially if you're looking for a gift to give, but you also want to capture some family memories, you want to make sure future generations have things written down before the elders are gone. Storyworth is amazing. I really, really recommend Storyworth memoirs for your loved ones this holiday season. Might sound a little intimidating, but it is honestly, it's so easy. They'll love it. It's a gift they won't see coming, and it's going to be deeply meaningful because it's special. It's a gift for you too. Each week, Storyworth emails a loved one a memory-provoking question that you get to choose. The questions can be as simple as, what were your favorite toys as a kid? Or something a little deeper, what are you most proud of? And then your loved one just needs to respond to that email with a story. They can write it out, or they can record it over their phone for Storyworth to transcribe. It's really easy. There's no apps or passwords required. It's perfect for the least tech-savvy people in your life. And after a year of this, Storyworth takes those stories and photos you can contribute. They make a beautiful hardcover book. The photos get printed in color. The color is vibrant. It's a high quality stuff, and it's a treasure your loved one and you and your kids, honestly, will be able to share and revisit for generations. I did this with my dad. The stories that came down the pike, I was so surprised by so many of them. I honestly felt like I got to read them and know my dad a little bit deeper than I ever had. And I love knowing that I have a copy to give to my son, a copy to give to my nephew. It's a beautiful thing. Storyworth has been around for years, but they are still innovating. This year, they added a bunch of new features to make the storytelling even easier with personalized questions and Magic Editor. Meanwhile, their Magic layout and new book designs make the finished books, and especially the photos, look even more beautiful. Plus, they've rolled out Spanish language support. They have over 48,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot, Wirecutter, The Strategist, CNN, Fox News. Everyone out there agrees Storyworth is a great gift for the people you love most. I've done it. Culturally, Storyworth is such a great fit with this show. You're going to love it. And it's a gift that gives to you, to the people you do Storyworth with, and to future generations. It's awesome. Give your loved ones a unique keepsake you'll all cherish for years. Storyworth Memoirs. Right now, save $10 or more during the holiday sale when you go to storyworth.com/beautiful. That's storyworth.com/beautiful. Save $10 or more on your order. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack and hydration sponsor. IQ Bar is the better for you plant protein-based snack made with brain-boosting nutrients to refuel, nourish, and satisfy hunger without the sugar crash. The ultimate sampler pack is the move. It's awesome. It's a great way to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ Bars, 8 IQ Mix Sticks, 4 IQ Joe Sticks. I really love these things. The plant protein bars, the IQ Bars, incredible snack choice. I ate one for breakfast this morning. I have another one in my pocket right now. That is true. They have more fiber. They have less sugar and carbs than the alternatives. IQ Mix is a zero sugar drink mix that hydrates with electrolytes. It improves mood, boosts clarity. I always say it. Cold season is here. Flu season's coming. You're going to want to have that IQ Mix on the ready because, man, that stuff really helps keep you at top shape and hydrated and healthy. And of course, IQ Joe, or as my wife calls them, coffee sticks. They're her favorite thing in the world. 200 milligrams of natural caffeine, 4 different flavors, better than brewed coffee. With over 20,000 five-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQ Bars, brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. Their ultimate sampler pack includes all 3. I can't stress enough how much I love them. They're huge in my house. I just, the gingerbread seasonal flavor of the IQ bar, I've been going nuts on them. My wife has the IQ Joe almost every single day. We really love them. Full stop. I don't think I can give a better endorsement than that. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the sampler pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text BEAUTIFUL to 64,000. Text BEAUTIFUL to 64000. That's BEAUTIFUL to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Thanks to all our advertisers. Now let's finish the phone call.
I'm just wondering how many words we can use to describe a male penis right now.
Let's go for it.
Well, in Newfoundland, we say bird.
You do?
Dicky bird. Yeah, dicky bird. Or just bird.
Dicky bird. Yeah, when I think bird, I think
bird.
I think of the bird as the middle finger.
No, we call it a dicky bird.
A dicky bird. Look at that up there in Newfoundland.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of weird words. Like I'm gonna throw this out at you, Chris. Is how's it getting on?
How's it getting on? It's getting on all right.
All right, that's not bad. Usually the correct answer, you did correctly answer, but usually just say this is it.
This is it.
Which, this is it means I'm not doing nothing. Like, I'm just doing this, just talking to you. My favorite, which...
Oh, go for it. You go for another one. Then I want to throw some Jersey ones at you and see if you can decipher them.
Okay. Oh, I won't. So this one's my favorite, which no one gets. It's what's after happening now.
What's after happening now? That I've never heard that, but my guess would be that that's a way to ask, what are we doing later?
That's what everybody says. You're in good company there, but you're wrong. It's what just happened. So my daughter comes to me and she's crying. I say, what's after happening now? And that basically means like, what just happened? Why are you crying?
Whoa.
Or, you can walk into a room and everybody's screaming and you could be like, what's after happening now? Or, it could be used a lot of different ways.
That's a wild one. Here's
one that gets everybody.
This is one that I think is pretty specific to New Jersey, maybe parts of New York and Philly, but really Jersey. If I was to approach you and say the word Jeweet, would you know what I meant?
Not a clue.
Jeweet? Andrea, you know what I mean, right?
Oh, you're saying, did you eat?
Did you eat? And Andrea does know the proper response, which is no Jew. That's a very, very common thing with Jersey people. Walk up to each other. Jew eat? No, Jew. And that would be, did you eat?
Okay.
No, did you?
That's fair. What's another one?
If I use the phrase online, what does that mean to you?
Online, like on the internet?
Everybody thinks that. Whereas in North Jersey and I think parts of New York, and I go nuts about this because my whole life, when you're standing online, that means like if you're waiting to get inside a concert and there's a queue of people, as the British might say, to me, you're standing online. But everybody else says you're standing in line. And then they get mad at me and they go, well, I'm in the line in the sense that there's a group of people and you are in the line. And I go, no, you're online, as if there was a line drawn on the floor that you're all standing on. You're on the line. You're online. And there's friends of mine that have said this their whole lives. And I had to point out to them deep into their 40s that no other part of the world, as far as I can tell, uses online instead of inline in this way. Jersey people are woefully unaware that we say a thing that apparently other people view it as incorrect, and it gets them a little upset.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That sounds a little weird.
Well, welcome to New Jersey.
I would definitely say inline. New Jersey sounds fun.
You would like it, I think. I think you'd like it. It's ridiculous in a way. that you'd enjoy. And I think the same way you go hard in Vegas, you could go hard at the Jersey Shore and drive some people really nuts.
Oh God, I would not survive the Jersey Shore. I mean, there's been times I didn't know if I could survive Vegas. I did fall down the stairs once and bust up my face pretty bad. My Vegas stories, like I have so many, like it's ridiculous. And it's funny because I tell people about these and when they go to Vegas, like none of this happened to me. Like there was this one time we were playing roulette until like 6 a.m. with this couple and their friend. And they're like, oh, this guy's wife's a stripper at the strip club. He's like, we're going to catch the end of her show. Do you want to go? So at 6 a.m. we go to the strip club. We party with the stripper and the husband and the friends until 9 a.m. And the husband was there when his wife was stripping. He was like, making it rain cash. He ran out of cash. He threw his credit card at her. And, we partied 9 o'clock. They dropped us back off to our hotel. We had a great time. But the kicker is a month later, I'm sitting at lunch with my boss and some coworkers. And the stripper sent me a text message of her in a bikini photo out of nowhere.
Why did she do that? Why did she do that?
Oh, well, we had exchanged numbers because we were going to party maybe again the next night. But she wanted me to buy some cream for her that she can only get in Canada. And she was wondering if I was coming back to Vegas anytime soon that I could bring it to her.
What is this Canadian cream?
I don't know. I think it's just something for like eczema or like some sort of rash cream or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I did look it up at one point because I was curious. But sorry. I need to just move places in my house because my cleaner is here and she's about to vacuum my upstairs. So sorry, I'm just walking through my house.
Do what you got to do.
Hey, hold on. Hey, squirrels, do you want to say hi to Chris? Can you say hi?
Hi, how's it going?
Hello. Oh, she's gone again now. Sorry, my husband's kind of taking her out to play in the snow. Sorry about that.
Do Canadian kids love playing in the snow like American kids do, or does it get old? The snow seems very oppressive in Canada.
I mean, around like we do a lot. Like she likes making snowmen, so she's going out and doing that, and she likes like going out tobogganing. But give or take 30 minutes out there, and her views on that have changed, and she wants to come in. But yeah, okay, I'm situated again. So the cream. Back to that. Sorry, I have no idea. It was just like a random thing that kind of happened, and I kept the photo because I was like, nobody's ever going to believe me that a stripper texted me asking for cream. So I screenshotted it and saved it.
And you said you were in a work meeting when the bikini photo came through?
I was at a lunch with my boss and I kind of made a funny face and my boss looked at me and he said, what's going on? And I was just like, a stripper texted me a photo of her in a bikini. And then of course they all wanted to see, but then they were just like, why? And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, how do you answer that?
Yeah, that's a tough one to explain.
Yeah. And especially because you're in a work setting, you don't really want to tell your boss that you got really drunk and went and hung out with strippers in Vegas. But another stripper story in Vegas. Me and my husband were there one time with friends of ours for a friend's 40th, and we met a promoter for a strip club, and he got us a little party bus, and there was a stripper on there, and we didn't have any cash on us, so we tipped her in cigarettes till she stopped dancing.
No,
and
I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, it was. I mean, in the moment, it was funny because we were just like, but both that and my friend started throwing up in the stripper bus. But so I'm just, that's the thing. When I go to Vegas, I'm just like, there's no rules. Like I'm pretty sensible to say, like when I'm not there, but it's like I'm one of these people that when I go to Vegas, there's no rules in life, and I just go and I have a great time. I always like to say I like to leave reality behind for 3 days.
Do you think this is still going to be part of your future? Feels like you're going to have a little more strain and a little more responsibility moving forward, but it also sounds like the partying did bring something to your soul.
It did. And I'm not going to lie, like, I just love having fun. And I mean, I still do. Like, I'll have my little girls' trips. We went to something called Mom Prom a few months ago, and it was just a bunch of moms, and we all dressed up in prom dresses, and we, we did the whole take a shot outside before we went into the venue, and, we danced the night away kind of thing, and had fun there. And, like, for me, it's just, like I said, it's just about building experiences and memories and having stories to share. And, like, I'll still, like, I don't see any Vegas trips in my immediate future, but I feel like I'll still get away, and I'll still have my little girls trips and stuff, and still try to make more memories and create more stories.
All right, that's a good answer.
Yeah,
it's a good answer.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, or next month, or next year. It's just everything's kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So,
sounds like it,
yeah.
And it's like when you're at a certain place in life, certain age, certain responsibilities, feeling like things are up in the air is actually very unsettling. It doesn't have the charm that it. When you're young and things are up in the air, that can sometimes feel exciting. When you're a parent, it's really unsettling, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with it.
Oh, thanks, Chris. It's fine though. Like, I'm a survivor. I'll survive. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know about yourself.
Yeah. It took me a long time to find myself and be really comfortable in who I am. And you know what? It still ebbs and flows, but I have a pretty good self-awareness of who I am, and I think that can say a lot and help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've got about 15.
How much time is left?
We got about 15 minutes left. The clock shut off for a while, and I didn't notice because I was very engaged in the conversation. But I think it looks like we have about 15. I could be totally off. Andrea, does that feel right to you? Wait, 2:34? Oh, that's when we started. No, wait, that's when we end. I was very confused by the way you chose to just list a random thing, okay. Andrea. Anyway, we'll talk later, Andrea. I'm taking notes. We'll discuss in private the way that you chose to do that. We've got about 11 minutes left. 11 minutes left.
Okay, that's good. It's weird because I do talk a lot, and I feel like I've been talking for hours at this point because I've been kind of jumping all over the place. Just trying to think of where story I can tell. I talked about Newfoundland, talked about Vegas, talked about the crumbling of my marriage.
All the big ones.
All the big ones.
What's I know that it's not nearly time to think about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close. But I'm going to say something. I think this might sound bad, but I actually think for anyone who's listening who's married, I think it'll make sense. Where I go, man, if I wound up divorced right now at the age of 45, I think one of the things that would be kind of the biggest bummer and almost scary and almost a pain in the ass would be figuring out how to date again. Like, I do not want to start over in the dating pool at 45 years old as a tired dad. Have you thought about this at all? About companionship, about dating, about getting out there?
It's funny. I was talking to my best friend on the phone the other day, and she's probably 8 years out from her divorce, and she's in a non-traditional relationship, as she likes to say, because they have no plans on ever moving in together or anything like that. But like right now, it's the furthest thing from my mind. To me, marriage is something that is forever, despite, if we get divorced or not. Like, to me, it's like, I made a vow, so I don't think I'll ever get married again. The potential of dating again, but I don't been there, done that when it comes to being married. But like, again, it's right now I'm in such an influx in my life. Like, it's not even really a thought. And like, for me, I've just decided like I have to put my daughter first and foremost.
Yeah.
So like, it's not even on my brain. Like, I love the companionship and stuff, but like, I also have great friends, and it's not a priority. Now ask me again in a couple of years. Who knows? But in terms of like ever getting married again, like I've always said, like if I get married, it's going to be a one-time thing. Like I'll never, like it was never really that important to me to begin with. And in fact, I was never going to get married again until I met my husband, and he wanted kids. And like, that was one of the things that I did say is if I had a kid, I wanted to be married. And it's going to sound ridiculous, but my parents weren't married when they had my older sister. When they had me and my little sister, they were, but they divorced. And like my older sister and her son's father were only together. I mean, they were teenagers, but they were only together until he was about 2, and then they broke up. And then my other sister was 21 when she had her daughter, and her and her boyfriend broke up. And I was like, it's not that I think it's going to mean we're going to be together, but it's, there's a little bit of security there. And like, the last thing I ever wanted was for my daughter to go through kind of what I went through and what my sister's kids went through. So I think that's what kind of bums me out the most, if that makes sense. Like, It's not like I curated a very specific life I wanted for my daughter. And now I have to kind of change everything that I had planned for her, kind of thing, and how I wanted her to grow up. And, it deals with a lot of my relationship with my parents, as to why I was so gung-ho about not having her kind of grow up this way. But ultimately, things happen and life changes and priorities change. And, that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
That was a very deep answer.
Yeah, I thought a lot about this.
I'm sure. I was very much on a surface level. Like, I just I can't imagine, and God forbid this is ever the eventuality, the idea of going on a first date again at 45 years old and sitting down with someone and having to be like, so let me explain my life. Let's see. I signed up for improv classes when I was 19. I talked to people anonymously on the phone as a job. There's a lot of weird videos of me on the internet you're going to find. Please don't Google my name ever. Like, I can't imagine. The lack of enthusiasm I would have for a first date at this stage of life is profound.
Well, it's funny because my husband and I's first date was amazing, and I had zero expectations and actually went into it with the thought that I was going to leave early, because we were set up on a blind date between kind of his roommate and my friend were working together. And I just get this random text one day, do you want to go on a blind date? And I agreed to it. And then as I'm getting ready for the date, I find out that he's almost 6 years younger than me. So I was 31 at the time and he was 25. And I was literally like halfway through putting on makeup when I heard this. And I was just like, oh, do I even wear makeup for this date? Like, what the hell am I going to have in common with a 25-year-old? And the plan was we were going to meet for a drink and then go to this free concert downtown Toronto. And I was just like, so like hung up on that age difference. Cause I was like, I remember what it was like being 25 and what the 25-year-old boys were like back then. So I didn't think we'd have anything in common. So I was like, I'll go for the drink to shut my friend up. So he stops texting me about this date and then that'll be it. And we ended up just hitting it off. Like I said, I had a cat named Naboo, and right away he's like, "Oh, like Star Wars," and I was like, "Yes, like that's a big thing on my checklist. Like you have to be nerdy enough to know that Naboo is from Star Wars." And
You named the cat
you know, we ended up
Naboo.
going to the concert. Yeah, I have 4 cats. Well, Naboo's passed now, but I have 4 cats all named after Star Wars planets and characters.
I was gonna say it's a planet. It's not a creature.
Yeah, no, we have Dagobah, Jakku, Naboo, and Kira. So they're all
Wait, is Kira?
they're all Star Wars names.
What's Kira?
Kira is from the Solo movie, so it's the
You're naming your cats after cat references to the Solo movie?
It is, I know, because it was that I actually wanted to call her Mandalore and call her Mando for short, but she ended up being a girl. So it's between Ahsoka and Kira. So Kira is Emilia Clarke's character in the Solo movie. Qira.
You named a cat. This is maybe the most shocking thing you've said all call. And you once tipped a stripper in cigarettes. Why are you naming a cat after the most low-level Star Wars? You might as well be dipping into the 2 Ewok made-for-TV movies at this point.
Yeah, I know. And I really do not like that movie, but I really love the name. Like I thought the spelling, the Q''IRA was really cool. It was a little more obscure. Not many people know it. And I did a poll on Facebook and I asked people what I should name her. And actually Ahsoka won. And I still went with Kira, even though Ahsoka is my all-time favorite Star Wars character ever.
I thought that TV show is very underrated. I thought that TV show deserved more hype.
It was so good. It was so good. And that was the same with what's that one that came out? The Acolyte. It was so good, and I was so upset it got canceled after the first season.
I got to dive back into that one because that was it's like they're doing like old school Spielbergian, like get lost in the whimsy of a childhood adventure set in Star Wars. It was really smart. I gotta finish that season.
Oh yeah. No, it was really good. Like by the end, the beginning started slow. By the end of it, I was like, this might be the best thing Star Wars has ever put out.
More than Andor.
And I liked it more than Andor.
More than The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, not that. I'm talking of the TV shows.
I got it. I understand. I understand. Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, my all-time favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One.
I'll say this. I think the combination of Andor into Rogue One might over time become regarded as better than The Empire Strikes Back. And I know that is divisive. Not necessarily for the Beautiful Anonymous fan base, but for people who give a shit about Star Wars, I think Andor and Rogue One are pretty perfect.
Although I'll tell you one thing, if you do get married by Darth Vader, expect every birthday, Christmas, anniversary, whatever gift from, anybody to be Star Wars after. The number of Star Wars gifts that we've gotten after we got married by Darth Vader. And I was like, I wouldn't even consider us like the biggest Star Wars fans. Like we're pretty big, but like.
What are you talking about? You have 4 cats named after Star Wars and you got married by Darth Vader. You're not a big fan?
No, we're huge fans, but I mean, I know, like, I have a buddy of mine who's got like a freaking $100,000 Star Wars collection.
Sure,
we're pretty big fans, but like on the grand scheme of things, like I say, most people are here. Here's extreme. I'm using my fingers now to show this, which is not good on a phone call, but we're kind of like, like between where the average Star Wars viewer is and like the extreme, we're probably only about 30% on that line, like above the average. That's kind of where I put us.
I'm a lifelong Star Wars obsessive, and I would argue that if you're naming a cat after a character from Solo, you can't be claiming that you're only 30% in on Star Wars. I call bullshit on that.
Well, I had this discussion at work the other day of if we had to get rid of any movie trilogy, I was like, I would like, if between Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, I said I'd have a really hard time deciding between the two, because Lord of the Rings is an epic masterpiece, And Star Wars was an epic masterpiece, but then all of the other moving parts that have happened in the last, say, 15, 20 years have kind of diminished its glory days.
Yeah, but you didn't get married by someone dressed as Lady Galadriel. You got married by someone dressed as Darth Vader.
True.
Also, if you're allowed to throw out
Very
any
true.
movie trilogy, you just throw out The Matrix and walk away.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was comparing Lord of the Rings to Star Wars, and that I have a great love for both of them.
Understood. And same here. And our time is up. And I have to say, it was a real roller coaster ride talking to you. I never quite knew where things were going, and like I said in the beginning, I like chit chatting with you about the random stuff. I like getting into the nitty gritty stuff, and most of all, I just really feel how, there's what a shell-shocking experience you're in the midst of right now. And I feel how you're taking a deep breath to think about your kid and how to protect her and how to box out space for her to move forward and still be able to be that kid. And I'm really rooting for you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Are you okay hanging out with the 5 questions? With some of the tangents you've already have, I can't imagine how these 5 questions are about to go, by the way. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I'm definitely good to hang out. I'll try to not go on too much of a tangent. No promises though.
It's what the paywall content is for. For everybody who's been listening for free, thank you so much. If you want to sign up for more with this caller and every caller, beautifulanonymous.com. And I can't wait to see what happens with these 5 questions. Caller, thank you so much. Thanks for the funny stories and the wild stories. And more than anything, thanks for the vulnerability about where you're at right now, what you're dealing with. I definitely feel like I could have and should have offered more, but it seems so fresh and so raw and real that I wasn't certain how to find my way in. And that's on me. And it's very real. And I wish I did a little better for you. And thanks so much for getting vulnerable with me. Thanks to Andrea Quinn for producing the show. Thanks to Shellshag for our theme music. We're on Instagram. We got a Facebook group. You want to come see me on the road, including our beautiful anonymous live tapings at the end of January. Punchup.live/Chris Gethard for tickets. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Tell people we exist. Thank you. This week on Beautiful Anonymous Plus, here's some of what you'll get from the 5 questions. In your opinion, when is the appropriate time of year to put up the Christmas tree?
After Remembrance Day.
The fuck is Remembrance Day?
I think you guys call it Veterans Day.
After Veterans Day?
November 11th.
November 11th?
Yeah.
That's so specific.
Here's the thing is of not when do you put it up, is when do you take it down.
Great call.
So for us, it has to be after Old Christmas Day.
What's Old Christmas Day? Don't forget to sign up for Beautiful Anonymous Plus at beautifulanonymous.com.